The following video contains publicly available documents from the Union County Probate Court and Union County Record Center and Archives. Disclosure of these documents may make some people in the community uncomfortable. I think it's in the public's interest to disclose these records, and it's in the best interest of solving Patti's case, especially given the attention to her finances. Maybe we can determine if there was truly $90,000 missing from her accounts. When Patti and her ex-husband filed for dissolution in October of '99, they were required to file an affidavit of income, expenses, and financial disclosure with an attached assets, debts, separate property statement. When her sister filed to be trustee of Patti's estate, she was required to file a schedule of assets with the court and pay Patti's creditors, itemizing these disbursements for submission to the court. So we have a snapshot of Patti's financial state approximately a year and 8 months before her disappearance and after her disappearance, since there should have been no activity on her accounts before her sister was named trustee in November of 2001.
Investigators find significant withdrawals from her accounts.
$30,000 taken out of her 401k, $25,000 on a second mortgage, cash advances out on her credit cards. She cashed in stock. From around 2000 until 2001, roughly about a year and a half, $90,000 is exactly what we could show she took out.
Detective Stiers states Patti had taken out cash advances on her credit cards, but there were no disbursements paid to any credit card companies when her sister administered the estate. As trustee, her sister was required to pay such obligations, so I'm pretty confident Patti had no outstanding credit card balances, and if there were cash advances, they had already been paid back at the time of her disappearance. Detective Stiers states $30,000 was taken out of her 401k. If so, then $5,000 of that had been paid back. A 401k statement provided to the probate court shows a loan in the amount of $25,000. Detective Stiers was correct about a second mortgage on Patti's home, but he was off on the figure. This is where it gets interesting. There was an initial second mortgage taken out on Patti's home in May of 2000 for $25,000. But a year later, and 9 days before she went missing, that mortgage is paid off using a new $39,000 second mortgage, leaving Patti with around $14,000 liquid a little over a week before she disappeared. Detective Stiers states Patti cashed in stock. You can see she held $6,000 at the time of her dissolution, and while it had decreased by the time she went missing, note she was pretty invested in .com stock that experienced a legendary bubble burst right around the same time. I don't think there were huge amounts removed from her stocks account. So we're looking at around $65,000, $25,000 on the 401k and $39,000 on a second mortgage. Here's a comparison of her finances based on the filings from the Union County Probate Court before and after her disappearance. This is a final accounting of Patti's estate after the house was foreclosed on. There's one thing missing: Patti's car. Her '92 Celica is disclosed on the dissolution paperwork, showing $1,800 of equity and a $6,000 note. But at the time of her disappearance, she drove a brand new Honda Accord, which, depending on the model, could have cost between $15,000 and $20,000. No car is listed on the probate court documents, not on the schedule of assets, and not listed anywhere in the estate's disbursements if there were some financial obligation attached to it. I don't think the police seized it. This August 2001 article notes it is still sitting in Patti's garage after 5 weeks. Whether she owned this car free and clear or whether there was a note on it, that's up to $20,000 of her personal property I can't account for. It begs the question, could some of the missing money have been used to purchase that car? If so, now we're down to approximately $45,000 to $50,000 unaccounted for. That's half what Detective Stiers told us. Every minute detail matters.